So, Andy Reid, narrow defeat today to two late goals in the Premier League 2 Division 2 semi-final playoff. What were your thoughts on the game?
Obviously, the sending off changes everything, but when it does happen, you have to react. And to be honest with you, I couldn't be prouder of them. To be honest with you, they gave it a go with 10 men. We were still pushing, trying to get a goal. At times, you have to sit into the shape and and defend well. And we did that, but I didn't think that they carved us open very much at all, to be honest with you. George had a couple of saves to make, which we'd expect him to make, but I think overall, you take today's game aside, I couldn't be prouder of them in there. Um, what they've given me, not just this season, but what they've given me over the last 2 years since I took the job. They've been absolutely phenomenal, and I've just said that to them there. I genuinely couldn't be more proud of them. There's a few bits for them that they need to iron out if they're going to make careers of themselves, whether it's at this football club or whether it's somewhere else. And and then you look at the sending off, and I think it's important that we don't gloss over it. It's immaturity, and it's something that somebody can come knocking on my door or go knocking on the gaffer's door, and ask why they're not in the first team, and then you look and you think, well, that's why. So there's petulance and immaturity from a player who's supremely talented, but talent is not enough to get you where you need to go to. So he's going to have to go and reflect on that, because he's let the boys down today. But then it throws up a different challenge that, I said to them at half time, I quite liked the feel of the challenge. For them, you like when obstacles and road bumps are thrown in front of them, because I want to see how they react, and they reacted brilliantly, So.
And in the first half, we looked dangerous on the break, and then, of course, Dale Taylor had that chance in the second half as well. So we were always in the game until those two late goals.
Yeah, listen, absolutely. We know with the quality of players that we've got that we're going to be a threat, and probably just not as much and as often as you would like to be if you had 11 men. So it's about picking the moments of when to kind of break. It's about picking the time of when to commit the men forward and making sure that you're nice and secure behind it. So I think we did that really, really well. So yeah, so much positivity to come out of the season in general. But today, I can take a lot of positivity out of the desire and the heart and the courage that the 10 men showed when they stayed on.
And looking more broadly, we finished fourth in our first season, of course, in Premier League Division 2. Fantastic finish. You must be really proud of that.
I'm over the moon with it, and there's a few different things that go into it, and a few of the reasons, I'll give you some of why I'm so proud. The desire, the courage to play in the front foot, to work hard, which is probably things that if you want to get into the first team at our football club, they have to be a given. They have to be there every single game, every single day in training, and we've shown that. But some of the quality that we've shown as well at times this season has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you think back on some of the performances that we've had, some of the goals that we've scored, some of the play that we've had, and there's been a lot of really, really top level elite performances that have kind of put a smile on my face, and I'll put a smile on the staff's face, and it's been an enjoyable season. It's been a season where you come into it and you're thinking, okay, well, what's this challenge going to throw up at us? What's the quality going to be like, and can we match it? Can we match the desire? Can we match the quality? Can we match the physicality? And more often than not this season we have. And to finish fourth with the calibre of clubs who are in the division is something that we should be really, really proud of.
Of course, if we go back to the start of the season, Finn Back, of course, made his full debut for the first team here, and in his footsteps a number of players have been blooded in the first team, and a lot of the lads as well have been training with Steve Cooper recently. How do you reflect on the number of players who've come through this season?
Yeah, it's been brilliant, and you look at all the players. We've got a few who've made debuts. Think back to the Carling Cup games early on in the season, and then Finn ended up staying there, and I'm really pleased with the amount that we've got in, but what I want to do is I want to try and develop players that don't just get in for one game or two games, that they can get in and they can stay there. Now, everybody's journey looks different, and this team, the team that we've had out there today, and the 23s in general will look very, very different next season, because we've got plans for a lot of the players to, go out on loan. Some might be up with the gaffer, so the journeys are a little bit different. It's not always a case of of getting in the first team and staying in there. There's different ways to do it, and there's different experiences that you need, because that's what the gaffer's looking for. So that's the plan that will be kind of put in place, and and it's probably the end of a cycle. I think when we look at some of the players who probably won't be with us next season, and you look at probably two that played tonight, Baba Fernandez and in particular Josh Barnes, who has been at the club since under 8s, under 9s, and he's somebody that I've been so proud to work with. He gives everything every single day in training, and he's in the group with Brennan and with Alex Mighton and all those guys who've come through, and he's been a massively important part of that group coming through, and unfortunately for him, it just hasn't quite worked out with the football club, where we can't offer him the pathway. So we wish him well, and I'm sure he'll go on to be a success. And I'll just reiterate how kind of proud and how much I've enjoyed kind of working with him, and working with Baba as well. So them boys kind of step away from this group, and then people will be moving on, as we said, to go on loan. So it'll look very different next season, and it's it's a different challenge and something that I'm looking forward to.
And of course, we saw the under-18s just on Wednesday night, and that fantastic evening at Old Trafford. So a number of lads coming through from that age group for you next season as well to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got we got Josh Powell on today, and Dale Taylor come on today. Who in all honesty, if the 18s hadn't have been in the FA Youth Cup to the final, we probably would have seen them a lot more in the 23s. We want to kind of push them on, but I think the thinking was, and rightly so as well, was that we keep them with the 18 so they can walk in and give us the night that they gave us on Wednesday, which was absolutely phenomenal, and we're really, really proud of them. So this is a semi-final here, and we've managed to get excuse me, this is a semi-final here, and we've managed to get to it. The 18s have managed to get to the final. The first team are in the playoffs, and done brilliantly well yesterday. I think all age groups were giving the fans something to cheer about and something to be proud about, which is important.
With that success at all the different levels through the academy, and obviously in the first team, as you say, into the playoffs, you've been around the club for many years. Have you ever known it like this?
No, I've never known it like this. It's the feeling between the fans and the players, I've never known it. The atmosphere at the stadium, home and away. I was sitting with the away fans yesterday at the playoff game, and it was phenomenal. The passion and the pride that first team are kind of putting into them fans now. It's a pleasure. I remember thinking when the Liverpool game in the FA Cup, I've never remembered an atmosphere at the City Ground like that. The place was rocking, and they turn up in the numbers every single week, and they sing and they're loud, and they don't wait for the team now to kind of give them something to cheer about. They just go and sing and cheer and get behind the team, and it's a special place to be at the moment. And now what we need to do is just make sure that this group now over the next couple of weeks give the first team everything that they need to try and be as best prepared and hopefully get the football club to the Premier League.